We've all been stuck inside for a while now. It's been a pretty weird year so far. I think I might have reached a breaking point. Probably time that we should make a vlog video. Got in touch with Aeryn Pfaff. He's a DJ friend from back in the day. It was just Pride here in Toronto, and I mean, I guess in a lot of places, obviously. So I wanted to touch base with Aeryn and see what Pride looked like for him as a DJ in the age of COVID-19. There's a lot of challenges being a working artist, especially living in a city the size of Toronto. As we all know, there's no clubs, there's no parties, there's nothing for a DJ to do, theoretically. Aeryn took part in organizing Canada-wide Pride, which was a live streaming event that took place on Pride weekend right across the country, which was the first time I think Canada has ever been connected that way while we're all apart.
All right, listen.
So husband and I hopped on our bikes, busted through the city, and met up with Aeryn in Allen Gardens.
My name is Aeryn Pfaff. I've been a DJ in Toronto just over 8 years. A DJ plays music, a DJ gets to know their community, a DJ facilitates good times in their communities and other places. Yeah, that's pretty much what a DJ does.
What's your favorite kind of gig to play?
The first kind. Oh, I should phrase it differently. I would say my favorite kind of gigs to play are anywhere I get to be really creative. So this year, me and some folks from Vancouver Art and Leisure organized a Canada-wide Pride streaming party over Toronto Pride weekend, which is also the Stonewall anniversary. We had artists from St. John's, Newfoundland to Vancouver, BC, who were doing DJ sets with hosts and go-go dancers and drag from across the country as well. We thought it was a really important time to bring the community together, bring the country together, and to raise money for Black Lives Matter Toronto and for Water First Education and Training, who work to end boil water advisories on Indigenous reservations. So bring clean water, because we think everyone should have clean water. We had 6 DJs, so we started in St. John's, Newfoundland with Axel Sunderland, then we went to Montreal with Hugo, then Fawn Big Canoe, Chicklet and I from Toronto, and then Regular Fantasy from Vancouver. We also had hosts like Cameron in Calgary, who's a fitness instructor and a really cool guy. We had Mars Alexander from here in Toronto. We had Zana Del Rey from Vancouver. It was a lot of good underground music. It was a lot of artists who haven't gotten to work in a long time. I think a lot of us are craving the shared experience as much as we are obviously missing the money. It felt really good to create something. I was in a bit of a creative rut where I was discouraged by the pandemic, and I was happy to have a couple of us kind of whip together and say, you know, we're not going to be taken down by this. We're going to find a way to celebrate Pride in, you know, this new normal that we're living in, I guess. And we were able to do that, so I was really happy about it. Oh, and we raised $400 for Black Lives Matter Toronto and $400 for Water First.
Nice, that's awesome.
Thanks.
How many prides have you DJ'd?
Oh, geez.
Count them all.
Well, I've been DJing Pride Toronto's own events, Pride Toronto's proper events for, I think, 4 years until this year. But I've always DJ'd lots of Pride parties since I started DJing. Last year I organized, again with Val in Vancouver, I organized the first Toronto Alternative Pride. We took alternative underground dance music artists from Toronto and a couple from some different places. I was really, really proud of that. It was a huge culmination of kind of 7 years at the time of work, and you know, I started doing stuff in dive bars, and I'm really happy with how things are going. That's another interesting thing about the pandemic, is that now that everything's online, geography kind of doesn't matter, and you can pretty much work with anybody, you know, if they're on the other side of the planet, if they're willing to be awake in time, you know, because of the different time zones. We're in a really intense moment in history. I mean, we're living through history. I saw one of the pundits on TV the other day say, actually, living through history kind of sucks, and it's true. It's tough, but it creates opportunity to do something, to you know, either go to a protest, even if it's just to stand up and be counted, or to give back in any way you can. I mean, the way I've always thought about giving back is, I think about what skills do I have, and you know, how can I use them. In the context of Pride, I was really excited on Pride Sunday to go to a defunding the police protest at City Hall. Pride is political, and we've been having a lot of debates in our community over the past few years about that. I mean, going back decades about that. It was nice to have it be very overtly political. We, you know, kind of eschewed the parties and just focused right in on those issues, which is a big part of what made the weekend feel like less of a waste, right? Because there was the fear going into Pride, especially for a performer, of it's going to be so different. Am I just going to be sitting around in my apartment, or how am I going to salvage this moment? So the protest was a great way to do that. The stream was a great way to do that. Every DJ is this interesting mix of so many things that are tied to our lives and our identities, like what your parents listened to around the house when you were little, what you liked when you were a kid, or you know, that grunge phase you had in high school. I mean, all of them kind of come together and form what a DJ does when they perform, and I like that every DJ has their own unique perspective. As artists, we're political because we're taking up space, and we are creating space that is hopefully as safe as we can make it. If we can create spaces where people can feel comfortable and feel like themselves and not feel like they have to explain themselves, or you know, they can just be for a couple of hours, then that is a really beautiful thing. I mean, music can be so much. It can tell a story, or it can express joy or sadness through listening to music that touches on those feelings, or we can change the way we feel by listening to something dramatically different from how we're feeling. Pride can't be canceled. It's a movement, and it's a feeling, and it's something that we all share, and the events were very different this year, but we'll be back stronger next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. And do what you can to keep that Pride feeling going throughout the year.